Hello, aviators. Thanks for tuning in. Here are my lessons learned and the things I wish I knew before pursuing my private pilot's license. Number one, choosing the right ground school. The best thing you can do as a student pilot is starting off your flight training by starting ground school. And it would be even better if you completed your ground school and passed the knowledge test before you even stepped into an aircraft. That way you get a better understanding of the systems in an aircraft and just gain a general understanding of how an aircraft operates. There's lots of options for ground school out there. It can be hard to choose one. There's in-person, online ground schools which cover the information you need to pass the knowledge test. That, in my opinion, are just after your money. So from my experience, I took the Sporty's private pilot online course. It wasn't bad. I got an 83% on my first try, so can't really complain. However, if you're an aviation enthusiast like me and you want to learn more, then I wouldn't really recommend. I do, however, encourage you to take advantage of the free online resources. There's lots of them out there. You wouldn't believe it.
So if you'd go to YouTube and search free pilot training, there's a channel that has a full comprehensive playlist that is directed to students pursuing their private pilot's license. He's got a full playlist that covers everything you need to pass your knowledge test. And this YouTuber goes above and beyond to really get students to understand some of the toughest topics in aviation. In my opinion, I'd say he's probably the best online ground school there is out there, and I personally used him. And then there's also the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and they have a private pilot PACE playlist that is also a great resource. So if you were to watch those playlists completely and fully comprehend the material alongside with reading the PHAK, the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, and the Airplane Flying Handbook, the AFH, I can guarantee that you'll pass the knowledge portion of your private pilot's license, and you'll be well suited for your check ride.
Just by doing that, you'd be saving yourself at least $250 to $300. Number two, choosing your home airport. If I were to go back in time, I would look for an airport that's away from large flight schools.
So in my case, I flew out of the Ann Arbor Class Delta airspace, and it was a relatively busy airspace. There were a couple flight schools and flying clubs, which caused the airspace to be congested most of the time. Also, anytime there was a U of M football game, a TFR, temporary flight restriction, would be issued, and that meant that a lot of time was wasted on the ground, which I was getting billed for by my flight instructor and for the plane, and those can add up quickly.
My advice is choose an airport that's in a small town away from bigger cities. Those airports tend to have less students, and you can usually gain more from your flight training. Number three, choose your certified flight instructor carefully. Speaking from experience, I had 3 different CFIs. Trust me, not a good thing. And I won't go into the details, but choose your certified flight instructor carefully. Take your time, get to know them. And shout out to Ryan being the best flight instructor a student can ask for. Ask some of their previous students about their experience with the flight instructor. Whatever you do, avoid jumping between flight instructors. Different flight instructors have different strategies for teaching. They've got different teaching methods. And as a student, you'll get lost in between. Get to know your CFI before you fly. Ask your CFI about their future life plans. Do they intend on going on vacations? Maybe they plan on getting married. That will all alter your flight training. Ask them about their availability. Does it align with your schedule? Maybe they plan on getting more ratings down the road. All this can affect your flight training. Also, if my CFI had more than 1,000 hours and he planned on going to the airlines, I probably would not do my flight training with them, because once they hit 1,500 hours, guess what? They're off. They're out to the airlines, and you're left looking for a new CFI. Number 4, consider different flight schools. I did my training at a nonprofit flight club, and I would encourage you as a student, if you can, and if there are nonprofit flying clubs around you, to do it at one, rather than a flight school that is after your money. I've spoken to many students who didn't enjoy their flight training experience because of the flight school they chose. And most importantly, ask about the aircraft. Make sure that the aircraft are well taken care of. Make sure that they're safe to fly. And I'm pretty sure that students are a great reference for that. You can always ask around, and they are more than happy to share that with you. Number 5, once you start training, schedule your lessons closer together. Try to fly a minimum of 3 to 4 times a week, because your lessons are going to get canceled due to weather, maintenance, and other reasons. Maybe consider flying in the morning when there's not a lot of air traffic in the area. Take weather into account. When is the weather best for you? Number 6, I wouldn't start my flight training unless I had at least $5,000 saved up. I feel that would reduce some of the financial stress associated with flying. Hey, flying's an expensive hobby, and try to have a job that's flexible so you can adjust your lessons accordingly. There are also a lot of scholarships out there for aviation. You definitely want to take advantage of those. Number 7, and last but not least, make friends in aviation. And I can't emphasize the importance of this. Make friends that will encourage you and provide you with guidance throughout the process. It's not an easy one. Maybe you're struggling with a maneuver and your friend's a pilot that can demonstrate that maneuver to you while you accompany them and not have to worry about the controls. Best part about it is you don't need to pay a CFI, and you're only paying half the price if you're paying your pro rata share.